Hey everyone, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm Tyrone.
And
This
I'm
is
Talia.
Woo!
Woo!
Our setup's a little different today. We're taking a little break from streaming for a little
hmm
bit, taking a company mental health break. Everyone's gonna go out and relax. Talia is going to Hawaii.
Whoop, whoop.
Jealous, jealous. And I may be going to New York. So
Ooh,
yeah, so
that's fun.
little travel, get vaccinated, everyone, and you can travel like the rest of us. Um, but today we're gonna be talking about some Gossip Girl. We got Gossip Girl episode two. Um, Off the bat, Leah, what were your thoughts of episode two? What did you think about the whole thing?
So, episode 2, I was a fan of it. It wasn't too intense as the first episode.
Yeah.
But it definitely had some like juicy moments in it.
Hmm.
I definitely feel like we got to learn the characters a little more, like kind of dive deeper into like who they are, maybe some like backstory to them that we haven't
Right.
seen yet. But overall, I thought it was okay, okay episode. What about
Yeah,
you?
I agree. Like it's weird. Like I'm still kind of waiting for like that juicy, like
Yeah.
really dive me into like for example, like the first episode of the original Gossip Girl, it's like Chuck assaults Jenny. Like that's crazy. You're like,
That's
whoa,
true,
you
yeah.
jump right into it. And then like there's this whole battle with like Serena and Blair, and you're like, what's gonna happen there? Like
Yep.
here, it seems like Jules or JC is she's like kind of more level-headed at times. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like she's like resolving the drama before it even like really takes place.
Yes, and I've noticed that a lot. It's just like the parts where you think it's gonna like, climax, it
Yeah.
doesn't really because Julian just stops it from happening, and you're like,
Yeah.
ah,
It's like, dude, let this get toxic. Come on. It's a TV show.
exactly.
Like that scene where Miss Keller is like stalking the kids
Uh-huh.
basically at the grocery store, and then she decides to like just delete the photo. I'm like OG Gossip Girl would have just done it anyway. You know what I mean? I feel like that's one of the issues this show is having right now is because the teacher can't get too unethical or crazy. Whereas like before with Dan being Gossip Girl, he was just like petty, jealous, manipulative, whatever. Didn't really
Yeah.
care about the consequences of other people. You know?
Yeah, do you think like they're trying to like obviously not copy OG Gossip Girl like the way they
Hmm.
kind of laid it out, but do you think they're trying to like do their own thing with it, not trying to copy what they did or whatever they were doing?
Yeah, I feel like they're trying almost too hard to like not be like the original in
hmm
some senses. I feel like there's definitely some similarities, but I feel like they're trying so like a lot to be different than what we originally had saw. So like in the original, for example, like I was saying, they would have let those things play out and be more chaotic and
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
And
true.
now it's kind of like, okay, well, in 2021, people are trying to be less bullying, less toxic, less like putting people out there. Like, for example, if someone's mom was like an alcoholic like that, being really crazy, they might have been like, oh, like, oh, she has an issue. But like, you kind of see the way that, not Max, who's Audrey's boyfriend with the pink hair? I can never remember
Oh,
his name.
Aki.
Aki?
hmm
Yeah. So Aki. Ooh, I knew I was gonna get these names at the end. um, Aki like kind of approaches it like, "Hey, your mom's going through things. Oh, she has these issues." Like, whereas I think in the past with these teen drama shows, it's been kind of more like, "Oh, your mom has an issue. Yikes!" You know what I mean?
True.
So I feel like this show is trying to make things a bit more realistic and realize nuances in relationships. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
not everyone is like black and white. There's some gray area there, which I
Mm-hmm.
think is cool. It's different, but like at the same time, like I need some juicy drama, some meat,
We need it.
the
Ah.
tea, like this is tea time. We need some tea.
Tea. Tea to
Exactly.
discuss. God.
What did
Hopefully
you
it'll
think
come
though?
soon.
Yeah.
Um,
You think
about
it's
the
like, what did you think like it's? Similar to the OG Gossip Girl, or like very much different?
I think I agree with what you were saying. I feel like they definitely are trying to be their own, original plot in a way,
Mm-hmm.
but, obviously not trying to like mimic, moments of Gossip Girl OG that had been done before. Um, but I feel like now that we're living in this world, people they're trying to make like I feel like they're trying to make it as if these can be
Hmm.
relatable, like actually people are going through this and
Yeah.
might as well kind of show them realistically like how do you deal with all this stuff and like how do you like find the resources for it. And I'm hoping obviously we come across those as we go further into this new show. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it in a way.
Yeah.
I feel like since we are in this new era of like opening up about certain, stuff that would be considered as taboo in the past, I feel like this show is kind of slowly going into, okay, these are the resources that you can use to help deal with, these situations you have going on, or it's okay, to speak out when something, doesn't feel right or you're not comfortable
Right.
with it. I don't necessarily see it like so much right now, but I'm sure that's where the show is trying to head towards with it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, and I think after like shows like 13 Reasons came out, where it was like so sensationalized and like ridiculous, like that people kind of push back and like, hey, like we want something with like resources and like what's gonna
Hmm.
happen. Like when you and I were talking about Euphoria, for example, we're like, I hope in the next season they kind of show different methods for Jules and Rue to deal with that stress and anxiety and depression rather
Yeah,
than just showing like the lows. So
yeah, I
I
agree.
agree.
Hmm.
But all right, so here's some highlights that we wrote down that kind of went through this episode that was a little nuts. So we have teachers are worried about Gossip Girl failing, slash we see Miss Keller's Joker origin story unraveling, and she practically cyberbullying everyone in the kids, and she posts a picture of Obie and Zoya together, and then Zoya gets grounded. Julian's rattled that her ex-boyfriend and half-sister are getting together. We see Audrey's mom having a hard time with her divorce and failing business. She makes a scene at the charity event, and Aki being more of a peacekeeper than try to be
Hmm.
by Audrey's side and support her. Max is pinning, or Max is chasing after that teacher, and
Oh
he's trying to make the
yeah.
teacher jealous. And he does it, and he ends up making out with Aki, and Aki kind of likes it, but doesn't want to tell, or doesn't want Max to tell Audrey.
Yeah.
And then the crazy thing is, in the end, Audrey ends up hooking up with Max,
Surprise,
and then
surprise.
right, yeah, and then Julian's dad finds out about Zoya.
Hmm.
Zoya and Obie go on a date, and then Zoya confides in Miss Keller, and we find out that Zoya has a secret past at her old school, but we're not sure what that is. And then Miss Keller was potentially going to post about it, but she doesn't. So with all that craziness, that makes me think like, what do you think is going to happen with this Miss Keller character? Like, where are they going with her? She seems way too deep into the Gossip Girl thing right now.
I feel like something's bad's gonna happen, no doubt about it. Like she's gonna
Like
get herself involved. I feel like emotionally with one of the characters, so it's gonna be hard for her. I feel like to
like
continue on.
romantically.
Okay, here I have two theories. Okay, so she was hitting it off well with Zoya's dad. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yes, yes, I did notice that.
I was like, I'm feeling like good vibes between them.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're trying to make it out as like some relationship to happen in the
yeah,
future, but
yeah,
that would be pretty juicy if she ends up, like dating Zoya's dad. Like
yeah.
why like that would be crazy to see her, obviously being dating the guy who she's kind of spreading, news
Rumors. Yeah,
rumors about all that. So I feel like
yeah.
something's gonna happen. That's one theory I have. The other theory would be probably like emotionally like involved with maybe like Zoya, just like being like a friend, like like a mentor or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So
Those are
I
good
don't
theories. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, your first theory about I think his name's Nick. This is dad's name.
Yes.
Nick and Miss Keller dating. Yeah, well, that would create that conflict and that drama and juicy that that we were talking about. The show needs because then it's kind of like shoot, I want to be Gossip Girl, but at the same time, I am in love with the dad. And it kind of goes back into the OG Gossip Girl a bit, where like Rufus was dating Lily and like a couple of other people. So it was kind of awkward between
Yep.
Dan and Serena and all these different things like that. So
Mhm.
there's definitely going to be some weird awkwardness of like dating parents and all that. Um, but yeah, that'll be interesting. And what if like Zoya's dad, or not Julian's dad, ends up kind of getting a thing with Miss Keller, so it kind of like that rivalry opens up back again or something.
A love triangle.
Right, exactly. So I'm thinking like maybe
Oh.
something like that. But I think with Miss Keller, I think what we're gonna see, my prediction is she's gonna get like arrested or something's gonna happen because like it's just she's too deep into it and it's crazy. The really crazy thing I think is that all the teachers know, like all the teachers know about this and it's just like whatever.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I definitely feel like Miss Keller is I don't know, something about her. I feel like she's gonna stick around for a while.
yeah.
Um, because I feel like do you remember in the first episode, wasn't she the opening? Like herself, like she was the
Yep.
opening character that you saw?
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel like if you're someone important,
Yeah.
you show them first. And I feel
I
like even though we don't really see her a lot in these episodes, maybe here and there, I feel like she's gonna be like involved for the long run.
No, I agree. I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Miss Keller is definitely crazy, and we'll have to see what happens with her. For you guys watching, let us know down low. What do you think is going to happen with Miss Keller? Do you think her story is crazy? Do you think that Talia's theories are right? I love her theories right now. So let us know and subscribe down below. So another weird thing that happened in this episode was Zoya and Obie are dating now. Like I thought that was kind of weird. I'm like, if I get that Obie and Julian were like kind of fading out, but I'm like, who the heck dates their sister's boyfriend?
Right?
That was just so weird. Like I don't know, like I can't get past that. And I'm like, and I think JC is being like very cool about it. Like
Too
she's like,
cool.
yeah, it's too cool. Like, and I guess she was like kind of chasing after him, but like still, like, did that make you feel weird at all? Like, what were your thoughts on their like relationship? And also, she's like a freshman, right? And he's like what a junior or a senior or
Yeah,
something. Like,
right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I had mixed emotions with it. Like I like the two of them, like Zoya and Obi together. I feel like they vibe very well.
Yeah,
But I don't know, I'm kind of like not disappointed, but it went so quick the way their relationship had developed. Like it
yeah,
was just like one episode, boom, they're dating.
right,
And I'm
right,
like, like we don't get like a couple of episodes of tension or something
right,
between them.
right.
Nope, nope.
Yeah.
Julian's all cool as a cucumber. She's like, "Go ahead, date my
Right.
ex."
And it's weird too, because like again, she's like above all that. Like that seems like to be her thing. She's like, I'm just above the drama. I'm above the drama. I'm wondering if
Yeah.
it's like, gonna build up to the point where she's like, you know what? This is some BS. Like I don't want to deal with this because like she's being like I feel like she's being super reasonable. Even in the first episode, like when she was like trying to explain to Zoya, she's like, look, don't fall for that stuff. They're trying to break us up. Like they don't want us to be. And then
Yeah.
Obi was just like, what happened to you? Like this is like not who you are, you've changed. And I was like, I feel like they kind of reacted really strongly to her, and I didn't think that it was like really that deserving. Like, yeah, sure,
Mm,
she probably could have stopped her friends from doing that stuff, but like she's also like up there modeling. What was she supposed to just stop them, stop the whole show, you know?
that's true.
So I just feel like, yeah, I agree. I think that Zoe and Obi, I get it, but I don't know, like something is just super off about that. And I think if they're just so lovey put together, then where's that tension in the show that we're talking about? You know, like with all these relationships, it's like Blair and Chuck, like they want to be together, but they can't because of timing, or Serena and Nate. It's like, you know,
That's
Nate's
true.
interested in that person, or Serena's dating that other
Mhm.
person, or Blair and Chuck. It's like, well, Blair's focused on her career, or Chuck is off doing something stupid, you know? So, like, right now, it seems like Zoya, and it's only episode 2, but it seems like Zoya and Obi are going to need some tension amongst each other. And if it's just JC, I feel like, well, it's kind of weird that they would bring that in later rather than early.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like I feel like they're not gonna last for too long, Zoya and Obie. Like something's bound
Yeah,
to happen. This is too perfect. This is too true to happen.
yeah,
And I'm very curious because I know Gossip Girl, the OG version, had done this a lot. Kind of like just twists, like not twists, but like just like relationships you weren't expecting.
yeah,
I
exactly.
feel like it's definitely, I feel like this new Gossip Girl might do the same thing where you just weren't
Yeah,
expecting this relationship to occur. Like it could be that Zoya ends up with like Aki at the end. Who knows?
right.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. And he's like Anaki's like I feel bad for him a little bit because like I feel like he's trying to be so nice and like everyone's kind of walking over him.
too
So
nice.
yeah, I don't know. Like I feel bad for him. Like I'm like, why is she treating him this way? Like, but so yeah, do you have any final thoughts on episode 2 and just the series so far? We're only 2 episodes in, but like how are you feeling so far? And we can kind of go back and at the end of this and look at, our first reaction.
Oh, that's a good idea. Right now, I'm just going with the flow with this show. Obviously, I feel like the second episode, like I mentioned, wasn't as intense or catching my eye as episode one did. So I'm hoping with the future episodes there will be, more juicy
Mhm.
moments where we're like, I wasn't expecting that, or like, oh my
Yeah.
God. But I think right now they're trying to like obviously focus more on the character development and
Hmm.
trying to incorporate, maybe some real life scenarios that are happening to folks, or and
Hmm.
maybe like incorporating like other like uses of resources that people use, whether again it's like social media or like,
Yeah.
supporting groups, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hopeful for the show.
Yeah, I think I agree with everything that you said. I'm hopeful about the show as well. It didn't catch my attention as much as the first episode,
Hmm.
but I still enjoyed it enough where I'm like, all right, let's see where this goes. Like you said it in the first episode that we watched. You really like the technology and like them bringing that outer world. Like there was like a protest or something. Like I think I want to see more of that with the show
Yeah.
going forward. Is like how they incorporate like these other things in the world going on. Um, and like social media just in general.
Hmm.
And then obviously we want more drama. And I think I want to see them follow a little bit of the other characters' lives. I think we're getting a lot of JC and Zoya right now, and I do understand that they're the main characters, but like to me, Audrey would be interesting to know what's going on more with there and her mom. Aki, like
Mm.
what's his background and his family situation, that type of thing.
Yeah, like how in like Euphoria they kind of have like each episode
Yes.
dedicated to like one specific character. Not like they need to like obviously copy
Right.
that, but like
Yeah.
the reason why I was so captivated of that show was because they had that. Like you
Right.
got so much information each episode about the character. So I'm hoping like obviously Gossip Girl takes some notes. Like that's how,
Yeah.
we tune into the show
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
show.
Well,
So
well, that's what was cool about that show is it's like, you're following one character, but then it's still like at the root of it, it's still about Rue and Jules. And I think they can do that, but like, make sure they give those characters their attention. And these episodes are like an hour long. So I feel like
yeah.
they have the time to really do that and they don't really need to spend so much time on like silly little like back and forth. I
Hmm.
think it's if I have one final thought before we head out, I think they they kind of went the route of like let's be kind of like a teen type of show where it's drama and these silly little things back and forth. But I almost feel like the show wants to be a bit more serious. Like Euphoria, kind of is interesting that you said that, but they don't really go the full like push.
Mm.
So I think they kind of need to decide like, okay, is this more like Ginny and Georgia, or is it kind of
Oh,
more Euphoria?
I
And
like that.
so I think they kind of need to figure that out and figure out what their tone is going to be. But yeah, but I'm enjoying it right now. So, but all right, everyone. So that's tea time for this week. Like I said, we are going to be taking a break. Look out for us on our website. You can see it in the description and link below. and to catch up with us on TikTok, Instagram. Talia, I don't know if you have any TikTok stuff going on. I have this new series I'm about to start doing with
Oh.
going back and forth with like detectives about Bikini Bottom and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's
Yes,
gonna
I'm
be
excited.
so, yeah. But all right, so Talia, enjoy Hawaii. We will be definitely looking forward to hearing your stories when you get back.
Of course.
And yeah, all right, everyone, take care. Bye.
Bye.